Hello, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here, and it's the monthly wrap up for October 2025. And before we get going, I just want to say that this one is available if you want. The links below in my Kofi shop, and you can go and get this if you wish to try it out. So this is this year's version of the Wise Witch's House. This will be the third iteration of the drawing that I did a couple of years ago. And this year I did it just as a 13 card spread, and I used 13 decks for it because I'm a hashtag overachiever. But it's not just really a spooky season thing. This whole thing was designed to take you through the dark months. So you can do this pick it up at any point and do it. And originally I thought it'd be nice to start a prompt every day, really. That was the whole premise, was to do a prompt every day starting on a new moon. So starting on a new moon and then following through. I believe that was right. When I first did this. It's been so long. But this year I just made it a little bit shorter, a little bit easier. And I'll talk a little bit more about it when I get to my hashtag spooky season tags, because I thought this would be too much to achieve, but no, I decided to overachieve even more than that because I cannot help myself apparently, and I'm a glutton for punishment. Anyway, so just wanted to mention that one in case I forget to bring it back onto screen, and next time you see it will just be in a digital format. I've tried to do it so that you can print it and cut it out, and then it's on like an oldie looking parchment paper, so you can stick it into a book or grimoire, or wherever you want to pop it into your magical shadows to do your journaling on. So that's that one. I am going to start with the planner. This is the one that I get from FlickeringCauldron. So I did have some news from the creator, and unfortunately, due to, as I'm sure we're all aware now, the postal issues worldwide, tariffs and uncertainties, it has meant that there's a question mark, I think, over this one going to other places. So if you are having trouble ordering it and you're abroad and you're wanting it, you might need to make contact directly, because the cost of the postage is going to be different now to what it probably was at the time of launching. And you'll just need to go and find out, about whether there's a possibility of having that sent that way. But now we're in the uncertainty of how long post takes to go anywhere. Again, I don't think these are going to be guaranteed if they're not ordered soon before Christmas. I said the word. I can't believe I said the word. I'm wrapping up October and I'm saying that word. Yeah, so I think that anyone that's really wanting this, because I think these are beautiful and well worth every penny, and I think they are stupidly cheap, to be honest with you, for what's in them. I would advise that you just reach out to the contactor independently, email them, and have your conversation back and forth there to get this one, because I think it would be a shame for people to not be able to get this. But there are some digital formats as well. If it's the information in these that you're wanting, you can also reach out and find out about purchasing the digital information for yourself to use privately. It's not for commercial use, it's only for private use, but there's that option as well. So I just wanted to take a moment to say that. But they have released moon magazines and monthly magazines. Absolutely gorgeous. So there's those that you can get, and they're digital. They're e-magazines. I don't know what I'm calling them, ebooks, e-mags. So you can get those e-zines. And they are full of information, so much information in them, and really, really cheap. Less than the coffee that you pay, or the price of a coffee you'd pay in one of those named brand shop things that are all over the place. You know the ones I mean. In fact, the prices could in some areas be cheaper than going to your local cafe for a cup of tea. So definitely worth checking out. I'll try and remember to have a little flip through at the end. So if you want to see them, stick in till the end, and I will try my best to remember. And if I forget, somebody tag me, and then I'll just do a single flip through of it on my own. So October came and went. Ew, it flew by. I had 2 on-calls in this month, so my practice completely out of whack. So we stepped into the Libra Witch. So we have all this gorgeous information about the Libra Witch here. We have the information for so we've got the butterfly, and then we have the ivy for the September into the 27th of October. I saw a couple of painted ladies. I think they're all painted ladies this year. Not many, but actually saw a couple, which was nice to see. We have the October blood full moon. not to be confused with the blood moon for its colour in September. So we have this one, also known as the Hunter's Moon. What do we have here? So I use the Moonchild and Sacred Glyphs. Oh, I'm going to have to remember that. Moonchild and Sacred Glyphs. I know I used, if you look at this lovely Witch's Ladder like chant here. I love that one. Not of one the spell's begun, by not of two it will come true, by not of three so shall it be, by not of four this power I store, by not of five my will shall drive, by not of six the spell I fix, by not of seven the future I leaven, by not of eight my will be fate, by not of nine what's done is mine. I love that saying. We have the October new moon, and of course we have Death card. And what was I saying? I moved on to the Poe Tarot and one of my Samhain Oracle decks. Dressed up for Samhain to hand out food for the trick-or-treaters and obviously tried to scare them because that's my thing, you know. I still haven't made soul cakes. I need to make these soul cakes. And then of course we've got our rituals pages and my pages of notes here. So we have the Oraculum Oracle what did I see? So she had pictures this week, so we can't be far away from receiving the hard copy of the Oraculum, surely. The Sacred Feminine Wisdom Oracles, I think they are heading out for posting, or the boxes have arrived ready to be packed up and reposted. The Veiled Path is in process of being created now. The Misfit Divas Oracle and the Mini Rebel Oracle and Tarot decks are now underway. So that Kickstarter has closed. We have my private orders. The Moonflowers Tarot arrived. I forgot to do the I've run out of money basically to back the reback the Mandalavian Oracle, because when it failed on Kickstarter, I recycled the money for the Misfit Divas Oracle. So I don't have money to back that one, which was a shame. And the Memento Mori Oracle is still, I don't know, somewhere in the ether coming. It will manifest. From a wish list perspective, however, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decks are off my wish list because I own them. They are here in my hot, sweaty hands. Another reason why I ran out of money. And then, so remaining on my wish list will be the Bonestone Tarot, the Grim Tales, which is on pre-order. Anyway, I've pre-ordered it, so that will arrive. The Folia Tarot, which remains on my list. The Botanical Dreams Oracle, the Dream Song, Tell Me You Love Me Oracle, and I quite fancy some new desk mats, like, you know, spongy gaming desk mats. So those things are on my wish list now at the moment. So that's that one. I need to put that page back out to make sure I get all of my decks out correctly. Yeah, okay, dokie. Right, so that's that one. So let's take a look at the first set of decks out. So we have the Sacred Glyphs and the Moonchild. So this one was a newish, I think this one arrived September. So very happy to have this one. Obviously it's one I've had ever since it came out. Now somebody commented about the guidebook for this not having quite enough information that they would have liked to have. So I will just caveat a little bit here. I don't use the guidebook much, so I can't comment on that fully because I'm a lazy git, as you know. I don't like reading guidebooks. What I did have to do is put the number. So although it does say what it is, these aren't in alphabetical, so it's really hard if you're trying to find the mirror. You know, looking straight out, I can't find the mirror. However, it's a card 7, so I've put the number there. So card 7 is the mirror, because these are in order, believe it or not, but the first card starts on page 18. So the new moon is card 1, page 18. So I've had to put numbers down the side so I can find it. So the mirror would be on page 30. So we can now go to page 30 and I can find it much quicker. So it might be something you may choose to do if you have this. And we're just going to take a look. So we have a mirror and it talks about reflection. So let's have a little look in here. Probably not the best card to choose. Mirrors have always held a mystical allure, conveying concepts of self-reflection, introspection and perception across ancient cultures. They have also symbolized deeper psychological and spiritual truths. In ancient Egypt, mirrors were crafted from polished metal and believed to possess magical properties, offering glimpses into the divine and reflecting the soul's purity. This belief persisted in Greek mythology, where mirrors were considered portals to uncover hidden truths and beauty. In Chinese folklore, mirrors are seen as tools to reveal the true nature of reality, reflecting not only physical appearance but also inner character and intentions. In medieval Europe, mirrors were rare and precious objects, often found in religious contexts to symbolize clarity of vision and divine insight. So that's the history about the mirror. For this card, however, it's kind of reflective, I guess. Haha, do you get the pun? What in your external world feels misaligned and could be resolved by shifting internally? Does the way you feel about yourself manifest in the way you feel about others? See through illusions and recognize situations or relationships that are not as deep as they appear. Trust your intuition and discern the truth beneath the surface. Use a mirror to affirm your positive self-concept with respect, honesty, and compassion. Use the mirror as a portal to deepen your understanding of yourself, illuminating both strengths and areas for growth. Your self-perception needs assessment. Recognize where you may reflect or project your own fears, desires, or insecurities onto others. Visualize a mirror surrounding you, reflecting any negative energy back to its source, protecting you from harmful intentions. Meanings of the cards. I guess that's just generally self-reflection work, isn't it? Self-reflection work, journaling prompts, perhaps. Questions to make you dig deeper into the reason why you got the card. Let's go here. Let's go to the Triskeli. The Triskeli holds significant symbolism in Celtic tradition, prominently featured in their art, particularly in Ireland, where it is found on ancient stone carvings, jewellery, and other artefacts. The Celts associate the Triskeli with constant changing, cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth, as well as the interconnectedness of all things in the universe. It served as a potent emblem, of their worldview and spiritual beliefs, embodying the eternal flow of time and energetic harmony which underlies all existence. Over the course of nature, the Triskeli has maintained its presence, evolving to encompass broader meanings beyond its original culture contexts. In contemporary society, it continues to resonate as a symbol of unity, balance, and personal growth. Meanings of the cards. Embrace the natural ebb and flow of existence, recognizing that life's a journey of constant change and transformation. You have to adapt. There is nothing constant except for change. Become comfortable with this, and your entire life will shift for the positive. A bit like a death card, really, isn't it? Keep your thoughts mindful and aligned with your desired outcome, not with your fears about the situation. Pay attention to the synchronicities and patterns that emerge in your life. They have insight to share with you. Flow with the current of change. Do not resist it. And the most potent change starts from within. I mean, I don't know. You let me know what you think about that. I'm neither here nor there. I mean, it gives me a bit of reflection on the card that I'm reading about, but for the most part, I'm probably just trying to use these in an intuitive way. But together, if anyone knows about when I did my flip through this, I found that these became like just gorgeous pairs. So having Judgment with Coins in Abundance. I haven't shuffled these, by the way. I'm just going the Tower with Hope and Rainbow at the end. Four of Wands with Independence and Feline. Sorry, my cooker needs my attention. So I will stop after this and I'll get rid of the beeping. King of Cups with Sovereignty and Crown, if that's even picking up on the camera, of course. Ten of Swords, Lotus and Purity. But these are just, I mean, they are beautiful cards. Six of Pentacles, Protection and Jaguar. The Wheel of Fortune with Butterfly, Renewal. Nine of Swords, Source. Flower of Life. And Seven of Cups, Chance, Dice. So we shall stop there with this one. So another pair that I used was the this Tarot with the Magic of Samhain Oracle cards from Amethyst Ascensions, Make Playing Card Shop. And again, when I've done a walkthrough of these, because It was a pairing that she showed on her channel. Absolutely fell in love with because I already owned this one. So I knew then once I got this deck, because I really liked it, this is how it was going to go. And of course, the magic of Samhain. Why am I not going to use it for this time of year? So we have just beautiful artwork. So 10 of Wells with Samhain's magic illuminates your path forwards. I think that's really nice because you've got the 10 of so cups. Okay, so you've got your 10 of cups, that final, that rainbow card with the lovely wording. Here we have the Lovers with embrace the stillness. It holds the promise of new beginnings. And the obviously, should we read a little bit on the bottom of these because these are great. And so all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, my bride. And if you want to know what poem that's from, it'll be in the back of the book. 4 of Candles. I loved her with a love more fervent than I had believed it possible to feel for any Denzian of earth. With your intuition is heightened, trust your inner voice. 10 of Paws, such a cute one. So Pentacles, the spirit of past brings spirits of past bring messages of love and guidance. For our Page of Paws. And we'll finish with the Emperor. Your ancestors' wisdom flows through your honor, honor their legacy. So that was another week in my weekly daily pulls. Let's see what else we got up to, because obviously it was the month to get the decks out, people. So this is a Gothic Oracle, Gothic Tarot that was on Etsy that I purchased. I can't remember, it doesn't come in a box or anything. And this one is Seasons of the Witch Halloween edition. So we did use these together for about 4 or 5 days of one of the weeks. I really do enjoy the artwork in this. So yes, I do believe it is AI though, which I know isn't everyone's favourite. 10 of Pentacles, crystals and herbs. 8 of Cups with coming of winter. Queen of Wands and ritual. 8 of Pentacles and haunted. 8 of Swords with rooted. High Priestess with grief. Can you hear Marjorie drinking? The King of Pentacles and journey. It's what we call real-time tarot. The Ace of Swords and intuition. The Page of Pentacles and witch. I like hearing those things in the background because it just tells me that the person's not staging everything that I'm watching. I'm seeing like a real life person on screen. And it's not all just staged for show and views and clickbait. So let's see what else came out. So these are both make playing card decks. This is the Gothic Skeleton Tarot from Amethyst Ascension. This is the Dreadful Oracle from Eries Witchcraft. And I was very excited to finally get these ones in, because as you know, I've been watching them since they were first released and I've been wanting them. This one made me smile so bad when I held it in my hands. It was really weird. And this one's just, you know, why not? Perfect gothy deck. So Page of Swords with Magistrate or Justice. I've just started watching the Penny Dreadful series actually. Knight of Cups with Fae Folk and Deception. The Devil with Hellish Familiars, Hysteria. Brilliant pairing. Chariot with Impulse, the Great Beast. Page of Pentacles with our very lovely, what's he called? The Legacy, Honouring Death. Oh my god, what is his name? It's the one that's in the picture that ages but he doesn't. Come along, I love that film. Can't remember his name. The Tower, the Witch with Spiritual Shifts. Judgment, Incubus, Temptation. 8 of Wands with the Dolly and Loneliness. So that was another week of tarot for me. So there was a week where I didn't do a lot of tarot, and what I did do instead was I started doodling. as a form of mindfulness. So this is my, here's my pencil case, which is a phone cover. Of course, why not? Why wouldn't you? Welcome to my crazy world. So this is my pencil case. I'm using a black Tombow, just a standard Bic style. I don't even know if it's Bic actually. It's not even that. I think it's cheaper than a Bic. You know, they come in like boxes of 50 biro. And I've shown this pen a couple of years ago. It's a Tradio. And I've had it since I was about 18, maybe before that. But it's a bit like Trig's broom, because this whole thing here gets replaced. So the nib and everything gets replaced. And all I keep is the back end and the lid. Which makes me laugh. It absolutely makes me laugh. Because you get used to the nib, but it does start to fray. So you get a new one. But it is a really, really nice pen for drawing with. I like it anyway. It gives a nice thick line. So these are the things that I've been using. And I can't remember the lady's name. I think it's Oksana Creates. I think that's right anyway. On Instagram. And she does these mesmerizing kind of doodles and things. So I decided to sit down and do them. They take me more than 15 minutes a day. So a couple of them took over a couple of days. I think this one took me 2, maybe 3 days because of all the colouring I had to do, because I've got to be careful with it and finishing up doing all the lines. That one definitely took me 2, and that one definitely took 2 just to finish off because of all the time it took. But yeah, I quite enjoyed doing these. So that is what I did for another week of tarot instead of actual tarot cards, just to let you know. And this is of course my just my composition notebook with various things in it, including, I've just ripped out and moved them all up because I got them split up. My suits pages to go with my numbers pages, and I haven't written in my court card pages yet. So I've just put all them together because they were split up in amongst all of my like rambles and doodles and random brain farts on the pages. So that was another thing that I did this month. Right, moving on, let's come back to my digital journal. So here's my page for October. And audiobook wise, so we had the Infection Control Matters podcast that I was listening to, the Hidden Company audiobook. I switch in and out of that one. I'm finding it really boring, so I'm not actually recommending that one personally if you have tastes like me. The Master of Death, however, I am enjoying, but I was just trying to get Hidden Company kind of over and done with, if you like, rather than giving up on it. But they are only audiobooks at the end of the day, so I can't believe I'm having that much trouble just trying to listen my way through it. And Pocket FM is back. I've been listening to, because there's a load more, I think it was 100 more episodes created of the vampire system, my vampire system. So yeah, I'm just currently ploughing my way through Pocket FM, catching up. Decks, so I've even written it here, which decks to choose. I can't just pick one. So the Gothic Tarot, the Gothlit, the Poe, the Skellies, Samhain, the Mabons. Mabon I only used once, so I haven't bothered to show it because it's not a massive dent in the collection this month. TV programs, so as I said, Penny Dreadful series. Because I have Prime and they're quite expensive, they were on sale, so I was able to order series 1, 2 and 3. So they're all queued up, ready for me to watch, which makes them about £1.20 per episode, the way that I managed to purchase them, rather than £3 an episode. Very expensive that way. Oh, there's a program called Skinny D that we started watching. I'm guessing this is like the UK version of Dr. Pimple Popper, but it was just like in the grossest of sense. Like, I was trying to eat, I had a Bounty, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with Bounties that aren't in England, but those who are, you'll know it's like a lovely sugary coconut, desiccated coconut, all put together in a sweetie format covered in milk chocolate. So I'm sat trying to chew milk chocolate Bounty at, I think it was 9:30 at night, and watching Skinny D, while the man on TV is trying to remove a sebaceous cyst from the back of somebody's head, and he breaks the membrane basically, so therefore it's popped. and leaves him with no choice but to start squashing it out. And oh my word, when I tell you, I was in the middle of chewing my chocolate bar, because I have quite a strong stomach usually. I'm in the middle of chewing my chocolate bar and trying to swallow the chocolate bar whilst watching the cottage cheese being squashed out of the size of the sebaceous cyst on the back of the man's head. Oh, yeah. A lesser person probably would have spat that out. I forced it down because I don't have these chocolates often, and it was a treat, and I forced that treat down, and it did not sit pretty for the rest of the night. So much so that when my partner came home, I noticed that they went and grabbed a Bounty as well. So while they were chewing the Bounty, I just rewound a little bit and pressed play and sat silently watching their watching them. I'm evil, I know, I'm evil, but I just I had to see if the reaction was as visceral for them as it was for me, or if I have just gone soft in my old age. But no, they just looked at me and went, thanks, I'm really enjoying my chocolate bar now. And yeah, let me tell you, I cackled like a evil witch. That I am. Watch Neighbours, Morpheus, Pretty Dead. That was a really crap film. Really crap film. I turned it off. I couldn't watch it, even though I was scrolling through YouTube doing other stuff. This film was just absolute feces. That's all I can say. I couldn't leave it on in the background. It's so crap. My opinion, of course. Blood of My Body, episode 1. So that is linked to the Outlander series. It's got different actors. It seemed alright. I'm not paying to watch it, basically, because you get episode 1 for free to tease you, and then you've got to pay for the series out. It's not happening. Something called Immaculate. That was really good, actually. That was really good. So if you get to watch Immaculate on Prime, I recommend that one. I thought that was cleverly done. It was very similar to another one that I've watched. Can't remember what that was called, but there was another one in a very similar vein, very similar storyline. However, this one, she did what she needed to do at the end. So that was quite interesting to see. And Hocus Pocus 2, of course. Why not? And The Frighteners. That had Michael J. Fox in it. I've never seen it before. It's a really old film. I think it was like from '98 or something. I quite enjoyed The Frighteners. That was really good. Then we had the Spooky Season tags. So I watched tags, so I'm not naming channels because it was tags I was watching, so it's just too many for me to run through. But I started my playlist, which is the hashtag Spooky Seasons tags. So that was to create fun for community. And then if somebody saw a tag on my channel, if they used that tag as well as the other person's tag, I could pop them into my playlist and then see how far and wide things got shared. Because I wanted to try and create like a community thing. I'm not sure that people quite got it, but you know, hey, it's there. So you can go and check that out and see other people's tags in there as well. And obviously my VRs to people's tags. And I wasn't happy with just doing that. I then took it one step further and turned it into 13 VRs for spooky season, to 13 spooky season tags. Because why wouldn't I? I've got no time for myself. Why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I do 13 VRs in the month plus everything else going on in my life? So I did the, what do we have? So we had the Witches Into the Void tag. We had the Witch Within tag. So the one I showed you already. So the Seasons of the Witch, hashtag 2025. The Spooky Season tag. There was the Haunted House tag. There were 15 decks for fall, the autumn edit, obviously fall, autumn. That video, if you go and watch it, the original creator basically does a seasonal. So every quarter they're doing like a seasonal set of decks. We had the Spooky Season decks, 13 prompts for Spooky Season. We had the tag that bit me. We had the 13 decks for Spooky Season. 22 favourite mages. I did a spooky edit version, VR. We did the Ancestral Roots, the Trick or Treat decks, and the Ancestor Edit Seance Circle Spread, which was a different version of the Seance Circle Spread, which Rumour Haven started, but I did the Ancestors Edit and put them together. We also had Oktoberfest begins, so I was going to do something more for Oktoberfest, but I just ended up watching some of the tags under Oktoberfest. But Oktoberfest is two things, isn't it? So here we have the Oktoberfest spelled with a K, with the beers and the dances and the pasty festivals and things. And then obviously that goes across Germany as well, massive. and probably some other countries that I'm not aware of. And then we had Oktoberfest, spelled with the C, where there were some tags by a couple of creators, and I was going to do some to that as well, but just ran out of time. So there's my October. So we had the cards for the month, which I did last May. So October, so we had 12, leading the way, be a leader, help others. We had the King of Swords, which is usually my granddad, which I've wrote granddad there, needing to cut through the crap from and separate from fiction. We had the 23 Solitude, and we had 33 Turtle Spirituality. I think that went quite well because it's the thinning of the veil. October Samhain season, spirituality becomes a little bit more prominent. I could question my practice, being that I just wanted to shove 13 VRs into my YouTube channel, but at least I was playing and I was doing, so it felt like, although it wasn't like a dedicated practice, I was still doing, engaging and being and aware of myself and what I was doing at those times. So in a way it fitted into my practice. My practice is mainly tarot and journaling, so it did go there quite nicely. Solitude, yes, it was a very solitudal month for me. I had 2 on calls, as I said at the start, so again, that leaves me quite, because they are 13-hour days, so it leaves me quite alone and, you know, not doing anything. So I can't, if I'm on call at the weekend, I can't leave the house because of the continuous bleeps and help that I have to give out. And if I'm during the week, I generally am not leaving work until, you know, 9 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night. So yeah, there's not a lot of me going out doing errands, running and doing stuff for other people. And then in between all that, I'm sleeping and I'm recovering, or I was doing videos because I'm a crazy lady. And so where I was doing my weekly Kalat cards and then post them to Instagram, I haven't. So when they're missing on Instagram, that gives you a rough idea of just how busy my life is at the moment, because I just can't keep up with it. So I give myself permission to just stop, because Instagram is just it's just a place for me. I'm not there for the likes, the follows, the shares or anything like that. It is just a kind of visual memory aid, if you want, and a place where I can just try out and play what I'm thinking. So we have, interestingly, because this is the first week I'm on call, so we have the telephone for communication, listening, discussions, all forms of communication covered by telephone. On call involves a lot of telephone conversations. Tag number 1, there we go. So we're into the Tag That Bit Me by Galaxy Dreamer Tarot, Orshi. Just changed their name to Inked something, sorry, can't remember. So we did that one using their deck for prompts. So I'm not going to show all the decks I used here. You're going to have to go and look at the videos if you want to see all the decks, because there were so many. We got them all out. We had fun. They all came out. We've got the VR to Essence of the Moon with the Ancestral Roots hashtag. Then we have the Wise Witch, which I did the... So I did the spread as a kind of community reading and went through and talked about the cards and things there. So I pulled out 13 decks and did my 13 prompts with 13 decks for that one. That was a nice easy one compared to last year for those who tried it out last year. We did the Witches into the Void tag, so that one was really interesting. That one's from Psycho Pomp of the Void and Draven Michael. The Feeding My Soul did the 22 faves but spooky edit version, so I did the same thing, so 22 decks and just pulled a mage from each deck and popped them out and went through those. So again, go and see those. If you see any cards here that you're liking the look of, go check it out. The Witch Within to Essence of the Moon. So this is how they kicked off. So they did a live, and this is them kicking off their month of sort of witchery and all things spooky season, alongside Amethyst Ascension and kind of in conjunction with the Divination and Spirituality group. Although I will admit, at the time we replying to this, I had completely missed the fact that that was the start of the October season month kind of work that we were doing, because I'm crazy. And then we had the Spooky Season tag to go in my Spooky Season Tags VR playlist from Lady Blindwolf. So that was a nice one, just answering questions. Again, you know, these are just, some of these are fun, some of these are quirky, and some of these are, you know, to be taken lightheartedly. We have the Trick or Treat decks to Afton with a Z. The 15 decks for fall, which went to SCT Tarot. The 15 decks for Spooky Season to Animals and Arcana, Tegan. What Witch Am I? That was like a roasting. That came from, where are you? Tapestry of the Unseen. And that you need to download their PDFs to answer this one. So it's just, this is fun, right? So it's not taking the answer seriously. So you pull a set of cards, you go look up the rude answers in the PDFs for the cards that you pulled, and that's how you get it. So I had like the overachiever card, making dramatic entrances only, being a debateful soul. We had the gift of stirring at my spell jar, waiting for it to work. Sorry, staring. I put stirring and staring. We had the demanding applause for things I barely did, and the moon coven of unsolved mysteries. No one ever knows what's happening. So it was good fun. It was it's a giggle, it's a cackle. And we also had the haunted decks tag, again to Tapestry of the Unseen, and the Seance Circle spread. So that was the Rumour Haven spread, and then I did the Ancestral Edit, which is a VR2 trio of witches. So 2 in 1 for that one. And we had week 42, week 43, and week 44. Again, I just wrote the cards down and put their meanings rather than anything else. And then we're into, that's last year's. So then we're into November. So, right, so let's touch on the Flickering Cauldron while I'm remembering before I forget. So this is an email that I have. So sign up and subscribe and you get your emails. And this one talks about the Lumina Arcana Chronicle. So this is the Moony one, and it's £2.99 British pounds a month. Fantastic price. I don't think you can honestly I don't know. I don't think you can go wrong with that, right? Because there's so much in there, and it's definitely worth it. So this one covers, sorry, so this is, I think this is the monthly one. This isn't the moon one. This is the monthly magazine, e-zine, Lumina Arcana Chronicle. Yes, of course it is. So that's the monthly witchy magazine. And it covers astrology and tarot, crystals and herbs, folklore and spirits, Samhain magic, practical witchcraft, stories and creativity, and spiritual development course. Module 1, grounding, continues next month with protection and cleansing. So there is stuff in here that's you can follow through and follow up, and you can print out for yourself, personal use only, and pop into your folders, grimoires, books, shadows, whatever you want to put them into, journals. So I think that one's worth ordering. I have ordered that one, by the way. I did look for the download for that one. So yes, I've had an email today telling me that the November edit is available for purchasing, and it is still £2.99 at the moment. So again, get yourselves in there and have a look at these. I think for £2.99 it's really good, and you'll see the quality in a minute. So the November edition, which I don't have yet, but I will be purchasing, has, again, we have astrology and tarot, crystals and herbs, witchy aesthetic and tools, folklore and spirit, moon and ritual guidance, mystical practices, stories and creativity, spiritual development course, module 2, seasonal preparations, guidance for Yule, and some other bits and bobs in there for reflections and things. And it's 110 pages for £2.99 right now. So I do honestly recommend that you sign up to these and get them sent out. Now let me come across. So let's have a quick look through the Chronicle. Can I bring you down a bit? Can I make that smaller? Not really. Oh, there we go. Maybe I just have to do this. Does that give you too much reflection? I don't think so. I think that's all right, isn't it? So this is October's, and you can see £2.99 Lumina Arcana, all the things that we've listed there, and it scrolls this way. So it's beautiful artwork. Okay, so these they're not linked, so it's a scrolling magazine. It's £2.99. From what I understand, the work to put links in is actually quite big. It's not huge, but it's not the end of the world, but it is big. So I suppose for £2.99, this is just a nice one to scroll through. Now I've got this open in Noteshelf, so you can open it in Kindle or other things. I don't know why mine just automatically opens in Noteshelf, so that's where it is. No, I could have that wrong. It might be the other one actually. So welcome, hello kindred spirits. So a nice little welcome there from everyone at the Flickering Cauldron. The veil thins and whispers of spirits grow louder. So hello October. So plenty to read. Astrologically, October spans Libra and Scorpio, encouraging reflection, balance, and transformation. Libra invites harmony, diplomacy, and considered contemplation, while Scorpio dives headfirst into the emotional and spiritual depths, perfect for anyone hoping to emerge slightly wiser, or at least slightly less grumpy about the rain, because we're moving into the wet, cold, dreary months. So plenty to read. Of course, it is based on Western astrology, so insert your signs if you know differently as per whatever you're following at the time of reading. So for scales and shadows, so aiming at the Libran aspect, I've got cosmic influences here, new moon, spiritual and witchy guidance. So if you are wondering what the difference is going to be between this and the moon guide, I'm guessing it's the moon guide is 40 odd pages just based at the moon and rituals and spells and recipes, whereas this is a slightly lesser overview of everything. By looks of it, we have the new moon there. I mean, we'll find out as we go through. As I say, I was so busy, I haven't actually had time to sit down and do this. So you've got your tourmaline, stone of magic, herbs of October, mugwort, sage, and rosemary. I have rosemary everywhere. I just never have rosemary. Actually, it's always growing. So we have the sage, white sage, Salvia apiana, history and folklore, medicinal uses, magical and spiritual uses. Of course, sage as in, so here it's garden sage. Practical applications, we've got rosemaries, the October herbal harmonies, witchy autumn decor on a budget. Fabulous, because who doesn't like to decorate at this time of year? So kind of, yeah, bringing in, connecting with nature, bringing in things that are nature bound around you, but not harming plants. So obviously you've got to take what's fallen. Herbs and botanicals, seasonal colours and fabrics. And I always think it's good to remember to take those items that are natural back outside to degrade naturally and feed the earth afterwards, rather than, just lumping them up and throwing them in the bin, because the ground needs feeding too. DIY and upcycled magic, working with animal spirits and crows, how to connect with your animal spirits and working with them, why October, ancient, traditional and modern rituals. So we have tarot under autumn skies. That's very poetic, isn't it? And needless to say, I delved into tarot and we went for it. So we do have a spread here. We have the leaf spread, the ancestor connection, the harvest gratitude, and the moonlit reading. A 6-card tarot spread to embrace and release. Oh, I like it. Didn't see this. I could have done this one. I can still pop it into my diary. Rituals for busy lives. Perfect. Tea incantations. Yes, that is. And pocket talismans. Those are 2 things I do along with the morning intention. Quick energy cleanses, not so much actually anymore, but I suppose my shower is my energy cleanse. Try to remain gratitude and reflective, but it's hard when you get busy. Super quick daily rituals. Fantastic. Reflect, release, renew and rise with each phase. October Moon Guide. How to charge and program crystals. What is chaos magic? The beginner's overview. I don't know, it's a very popular word right now, chaos magic. Lots of people are talking about it. Isn't that a beautiful piece of artwork? Oh, yes. Enchanted Isles, a journey through Britain's hidden witchy places. Excellent. Lancaster Castle, Wisman's Wood, Dartmoor. I need to go and find that one because it's in Devon. Music of Witchcraft, Museum of Witchcraft, yep, been there. Pendle Hill, I haven't been there, it's quite a way away from me. Hellfire Caves, West Wickham. Glyph, Witchcraft Market, Edinburgh. I don't know if I'll ever get to that one. That is a very long way away. It's not just a little bit away. Broken Peak District. Then we have the Harvest Moon and Whispering Hollow. And this is the Feast of Shadows. So we're talking about ancestors, hallowed origins, tracing Halloween from pagan roots to today. Timelines of Halloween traditions. Fantastic. That's always nice to have. People like to see those things. Samhain loaf. A hearth and harvest ritual with your freshly baked Samhain bread, a bowl of water. That's very nice. Transition incense recipe. Oh, yes. Anyone else here like to make their own loose incense? It's quite it's really special, especially when you get the smell right. And it, you know, even if it's just for you. Crafting sigils. Folklore of the Wild Hunt. Cleansing ritual for the dark half of the year. Witch's Kitchen. Autumn brews and spells for October. So we've got apple tea. Oh, yes. Protective herb jar. Cinnamon sugar pumpkin biscuits. There were so many good things around. Oh, page to colour. I feel like singing Cilla Black there, but I can't. Mystic Mind Games. Brilliant. So stuff to do to keep me... Okay, yeah. I should have really delved into this a lot sooner than doing this with you now, a month later. But I think you get the picture. There is so much in here. I mean, there's 110 pages. We're only on page 60. Shadows of Whiskies. Welcome to your spiritual psychic. So the psychic development course is here. So why this course? What makes this course different? How to use this course? Your comments. What you need to begin. Module 1, grounding your spiritual anchor. And I'm going to quickly flick through there. So these are all the pages on module 1. Word search for answers. Got crossword answers here for the games that are at the top. And then a little talk about other publications that they do. So they've got other ebooks now that are available for you to download. There's the guide to the October full and new moons, September and August. So there's been a few now. So you can always grab those. So that is that one. And I have open here, I've only got the August one here. I haven't downloaded the other one yet. And I do have permission to show these, by the way, but I just don't want to linger on them for too long. So for the August moon, so here we have the full moon, guide to the August full and new moon, introduction, the full barley moon, crystals, spiritual animals. This is specifically moon based for this one. Incense recipes, elemental magical earth, the barley gratitude ceremony, abundance. Again, this would be maybe one related to the next is for August. Beautiful bits of artwork, of course. Then we have the wheat new moon. So you can see this is slightly different to the monthly e-magazine, but it's up to you as to which one you feel that you want to order. You know, I'm a both kind of gal, but you might be opposite. So that's that one. So again, very specific just to working through the month with the moon energy, if you like to work with moon energy. But I think for $2.99, can you really go wrong with that? I don't think so. I think that's brilliant. Like I say, less than a cup of tea from your local cafe. So I'm really impressed with these, and I think that they are well worth the money. So get yourself over to FlickeringCauldron, and these, of course, you can pick up then anywhere around the world. There's no issues. Okay. Right, so just to wrap up, we'll look at the decks I used for the Weaver's Practice for the Enchanted Library, because I really wanted an Enchanted Library in my life. I wanted that book that Dawn Michelle's got going on so badly, but I'm not going to achieve it, so it ended up being digital. Maybe I'll print these out one day and stick it in. Who knows? So just so you can see, I've used a couple of decks. They're all down below. So I'm not going to go through the prompts and questions, but I'm just going to show the decks because I think that that's what we're here for. And this is how it kind of looks on my page when I paste it out and put it in, for anyone that is familiar with what goes on there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 decks that are in use on a weekly basis here. So this is a weekly practice, or I'm doing it as a weekly practice. You could just do it all as a one-day practice to play with decks. It's just another way for me to be playing and connecting with my decks. I just want to make that abundantly clear. So this was Little Red Riding Hood was the theme. And I've used the Gothic Tarot, Wisdom of the Raven by J. Edward Neal and Heather Neal, the Earth and Bone Oracle, and the Gothic Literature Tarot by Syrian Shadow. So I've just staggered them like this so you can see the difference in them. So these are my 2 oracles, these are my 2 tarots. So I use one main tarot, one for clarification or the second set of questions and prompts that come with it. And then depending on what the oracle questions were, I might be using one for my overarching start of the month 4 questions, and then placing it down and then putting out these as my end of reading questions, or sometimes I just intermingled, mix and match, depending on how I was feeling. No rhyme or reason. I don't have a caretaker deck. And there's this thing about caretaker decks, and I don't actually understand what that means. Sorry, because I joined late, so I only joined a month or two ago. So yeah, I don't understand what a caretaker deck is fully, but I just choose a different deck every month and have at it. So let's just take a look at how these kind of beautifully go together. I think they fitted my goth dark October feels. I mean, I had these chosen in September, to be quite honest with you, but yeah, they fitted exactly where I was feeling at that time. I just think that they're a great set of decks. I use this whole card. I'm not bothered with the writing on it. I actually really like it. I know I've seen, is it Dawn Michelle's cut all that off, but I actually really like this with everything on it. I'm weird like that. I like the wording on things, and I actually quite like that, because sometimes this doesn't make sense, but that makes more sense. So yeah. And the artwork to me is just quite often a second point to the card. So we have the Queen of Cups, Citadel, Apprentice or Higher Education, Beliefs and Wisdom, and the Three of Chalices here. Just, I mean, they're not going to read off together because these read in a very separate way, the way I was working with them. Well, they might work at this point. King of Pentacles with Heroism, Adversary, and Ace of Chalices. I mean, you could kind of see that working, couldn't you? The Nine of Swords Creations, the Pack, and Magician. So that is kind of, I think that's basically me touching base on about everything that I did this month. I did have some new crystals and things, but I haven't brought them down to show you. The new decks I've shown all but... Oh, I did have a couple of other new decks, didn't I? What did I do with them? Nope. That's the Penny Dreadful. Oh, there's one. So I've got one in here. New decks. It's the other one from Amethyst Ascension. So it's the Matrix deck. So I got the poker size. I haven't done a walkthrough of this, but I have the book that goes with this as well, which was available on Amazon. So I got the one that matches the deck, of course. It's just beautiful. This is the other side of me. So I went from this to this. Fairies and light. So that's just how I roll. Pink and yellow 1 minute, black and grey and brown the next, inky blues. So that's an oracle deck that I'm only just starting to have a look at and work with, so I can't comment on it. And the other one I got is from Miss Kulala, and this is her Echoes of the Inner Child Oracle. I'm sorry, it's getting really dark here because the clocks have changed. It's crazy. So I haven't looked at this one. These are the backs. I got this one just a plain smooth cardstock, so I need to download the guidebook to go with this one now. But this one looks like it's going to be a really interesting shadow deck. The pictures are really, really intriguing, and the words. So shame, spiral, diffusing, what's that one? Difficulty trusting, fear of authority, the storyteller, wild child, setting boundaries, ancestral healing, creative expression, household chaos. So yeah, I am kind of looking forward to delving into this one. This one comes with an e-guidebook, so I get to download from there, but obviously you have to buy the deck. So those are the couple of new things, along with crystals that I don't have any of down here, because that would be too interesting. So moving into the next month, moving into November, it is the Wild Witch Star, as I name her. It's her channel, and she's doing 4 weeks, so a week for each, connecting with the elements, earth, air, fire, water. So go over and check that out, because she's got PDFs going for each week, and then prompts and things that you can do to work with. And yeah, just getting down and dirty. So if you've wondered how to connect to the spirits, how to connect to the elements, this is going to be your time to try it out and see if it's for you. If you're wanting further ideas on connecting, again, or if you've got brilliant ideas and you want to share, again, come on in and share away, so that people can get further ideas, because one size doesn't fit all, and it's really nice sometimes to see what else we're all talking about. So that's it for me. I will leave it there before I hit the 1 hour mark. I'm sorry it took so long, but I hope you enjoy these. give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share. Don't have to share, actually, just like, subscribe. Then you know when I've got more content coming out. The likes do help, however, because the algorithm's brutal at the moment, and I don't really ask for that, so I probably do myself a disjustice. I'm probably doing myself a disjustice by asking for it here at the end as well. Why? What was I thinking? But yeah, please do. I appreciate it. Then I know that you're still here with me, and I really would love to see more comments down below from engagement from you. I know we're busy and we're all watching now on like repeat scrolls, but it just feels like I'm not then talking to the void, the random void out there, and we are creating community. And thank you to those of you who do comment. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you that do come by, stop by, watch. Just give me an emoji, let me know you've been by. Until the next one, take care, bye bye.